What's up? Ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize. We're experiencing some technical difficulties here from Jay Satcherfield. If you can hear me, it's bottom of the first. USC Aiken coming to the plate for the first time with Jenna DeWalt at the plate as she swings and fouls it off to the backstop for strike one. DeWalt this season batting .388 in 43 games, 5 home runs and 23 RBIs and a .483 on base percentage. Also very effective on the base path with 17 of 19 stolen bases. In the circle today for Georgia Southwestern is number 20, Grace Ann Spears. What's their mascot? Are they the Hurricanes? The Hurricanes. Perfect. Did you get any of that? So we're back on with sound. So welcome in here to Aiken, South Carolina for the first game between the Georgia Southwestern Hurricanes and your USC Aiken Pacers. I'm Reeves Altman, so we do apologize for the technical difficulties through the top half of the first inning. But just a quick recap, the Hurricanes had 3 batters, and all 3 were retired by 2 strikeouts and a pop-up to the third baseman, which brings us now to 1 balls and 2 strikes on the Pacers' leadoff hitter, left fielder number 14, Jenna DeWalt. As the 1-2 to DeWalt goes outside, evening the count now at 2-2. Two and two remains the count. DeWalt swings at a high fastball, popped up on the infield. Coming over to make the catch is number 7, Lacey Rutledge for out number 1. Center fielder number 18, Lydia Johnson, now coming to the plate for the Pacers. She is batting .271 in 45 games this season with a .364 slugging percentage and a .297 on-base percentage. Spears in the circle for the Hurricanes this year has a 3.58 ERA, 7-10 overall, win-loss record in 22 appearances with 97 innings pitched, 115 strikeouts, and a .232 opponent's batting average. Johnson fouls off the 1-0, quickly making the count 0-2. The 0-2 to Johnson, off-speed pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3 and out number 2. Now batting is catcher number 12, Austin Dixon for the Pacers. In 45 games this season, she is batting .373 with 13 home runs, 51 RBIs, a .776 slugging percentage, and a .434 on-base percentage. Bases empty. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, tied at 0 between the Pacers and the Hurricanes. First pitch to Dixon is low for ball 1. Dixon swings and sends it to the backstop, making the count 1-1. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. The count moves 1-2. The 1-2 to Dixon misses low, and the count moves to even at 2-2. Dixon's able to make contact and foul it off behind the plate. Count will remain at 2-2. Twos all across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Now the 2-2 to Dixon. Missing low again, and the count moves full now to 3-2. Spears ready in the circle. Now the 3-2 to Dixon is low, and she will take her base for ball 4. Now batting number 15, Kate Newberry, the designated player this afternoon for the Pacers. In 40 games this season, she is batting .343 with 10 home runs, 28 RBIs, a .686 slugging percentage, and a .376 on-base percentage. She comes to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first here in the bottom of the first. Newberry swings, makes contact, but is going to be caught by the catcher, Duffy, for strike 1. The 0-1 is low, just getting out of the way is Newberry, bouncing to the backstop as Dixon will advance to second base. So the Pacers have their first runner in scoring position this afternoon with a 1-1 count to Newberry at the plate. The 1-1 misses high, 2-1 the count. Newberry swings and misses at the 2-1, making the count now 2-2. Spears now in the circle, and the 2-2 on the way, low and inside. The count moves to 3-2. The 3-2 is low, and Newberry will take her base when ball 4. So back-to-back walks give the Pacers runners on first and second with 2 away. The meeting will happen in the circle for the Hurricane infielders, bringing to the plate first baseman number 3, Mallory Shaver, as she'll take a step back to speak with Coach Poole right outside of the batter's box. In 40 games this season, Shaver is batting .387 with 7 home runs, 24 RBIs, a .651 slugging percentage, and a .472 on-base percentage. First pitch to Shaver misses high for ball 1. The 1-0 to Shaver, misses low and inside, moves the count to 2-0. Shaver swings, hits a foul ball. 2 balls, 1 strikes, now the count. Shaver ready at the plate. Now the 2-1, missing inside, almost hit Shaver on the elbow, but she was able to get out of the way. The count goes now to 3-1. The 3-1 called right on the outside corner for strike 2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for the Pacers. Bottom of the first, your score remains 0-0. Spears comes set in the circle now, and the 3-2. Shaver's able to foul off, and we'll do it over. Shaver fouls off the 3-2 once again, and the count will stay there. The 3-2 misses high, ball 4, and the Pacers have loaded the bases on back-to-back-to-back walks here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring to the plate number 8, third baseman Cameron Phillips. Excuse me, Chloe Phillips. My apologies there. In 42 games this season, Phillips batting .245 with 2 home runs, 15 RBIs, a .343 slugging percentage, and a .307 on-base percentage. As the coaches made her way out into the circle from the Hurricanes dugout to have a quick meeting. We'll step aside for a quick break. Bases loaded, 2 outs here. Score remains 0-0. I don't think this goes off, so it's a hot mic. I usually just move it inning by inning and it resets itself. If I move the next inning, it'll clear the. Yeah, it will. Welcome back to action as Phillips is setting the batter's box here. Bases loaded, 2 away for USC Aiken. Phillips almost hit with that pitch, but she's able to get out of the way for ball 1. The 1-0 misses inside, 2-0 now the count. Phillips swings and misses. And the count now 1-2. My apologies, I misread one of the calls from the umpire earlier in the at-bat. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded here for the Pacers. Now the 1-2. A bouncing ball hit right down the first base line, and Phillips is going to be tagged while running to first to retire the side. For the Pacers, in the bottom of the first, no runs on no hits and 3 runners left on base. We played one. We'll go to the top of the second. Hurricanes coming to the plate, still tied at 0. I'm okay for now. Welcome back. Top of the second inning here from J.H. Satcher Field on a beautiful but warm Friday afternoon in Aiken, South Carolina. Leading things off is the catcher, number 30, Ansley Duffy. Duffy batting .359 in 47 games this season with 8 home runs and 33 RBIs, a .634 slugging percentage, and a .453 on-base percentage. First pitch to Duffy from Phillips is high for ball 1. The 1-0 swung on and missed, makes the count 1-1. One fouled off at the plate, and the count now moves to 1-2. One-two called, strike 3 for out number 1. Number 13, Isabel Marcotte. The first baseman comes to the plate, batting .252 in 46 games. 10 home runs, 22 RBIs, a .512 slugging percentage, and a .392 on-base percentage. First pitch down the middle for strike 1. The 0-1 called on the inside corner, and the count quickly now 0-2. The 0-2 hit on the ground to the third baseman Phillips. Throws over to first in time for out number 2. Now batting number 0, Kendall Hulsman, the second baseman. Batting .326 in 46 games this season. 5 home runs, 26 RBIs, .512 slugging percentage, and a .405 on-base percentage. Base is empty, 2 away here for the Hurricanes in the top of the second. As the first pitch is down the middle for strike 1. The 0-1 missing outside, now 1-1. The 1-1, a high fastball swung on and missed. Now the count 1-2. The 1-2 misses outside. Now the count even at 2-2. Hit on the ground to the shortstop, Stone, throwing over to first in time for out number 3, and the side is retired for the Hurricanes in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Pacers coming to the plate. Your score tied 0-0. Welcome back. Pacers at the plate here in the bottom of the second. Leading things off is number 23, the shortstop, Ella Stone. Stone batting .235 in 43 games this season, with 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, a .365 slugging percentage, and a .337 on-base percentage. Stone swings and hits a foul ball for strike 1. The 0-1 down the middle. Now the count quickly 0-2. Time is called as Spears ties her shoe in the circle. The 0-2 missing outside now, 1-2 the count. Stone's in a swing and hit it right back to the circle. Spears flips it over to first for out number 1. Now batting number 9, second baseman Taylor Butts. 44 games this season, Butts batting .125 with a home run, 6 RBIs, a .234 slugging percentage, and a .273 on-base percentage. First pitch is low and away, ball 1. The 1-0 misses inside, 2-0 the count. but swings and misses. Now the count 1-2. Excuse me, 2-1 the count now. Called strike 2 on the outside. The count now even at 2-2. And the 2-2 called strike 3 for out number 2. Number 6, Skylar Morley now coming to the plate. The right fielder defensively for the Pacers today, batting .319 in 44 games with a .370 on-base percentage and a .354 on-base percentage. Bases empty, 2 away here. First pitch to Morley is low for ball 1. The 1-0 missing low and outside. Now the count 2-0. The 2-0 called strike 1. A check swing at the plate by Morley. Does not make contact. Umpires say she went around, and the count now even 2-2. Outside moves the count full to 3-2. The 3-2 is high for ball 4, and Morley will take her base with a 2-out walk. And the leadoff person coming back to the plate for the Pacers is number 14, Jenna DeWalt. First pitch to DeWalt is low for ball 1. DeWalt swings and misses for strike 1. One misses outside. 2-1 now the count. DeWalton hit a ground ball to the shortstop, Rutledge. They tried to get the force at second, but Husselman was able to drop the ball, went over the bag. So the Pacers catch a break there and have runners on first and second with 2 away after the fielder's choice from DeWalt. That brings to the plate center fielder number 18, Lydia Johnson. Johnson swings and misses for strike one. The 0-1 fouled off. Now the count quickly 0-2. Johnson swings and hits a high fly ball out of play, and the count will stay at 0-2. Johnson swings and misses at the 0-2 for strike three, and the side is retired. For the Pacers, in the bottom of the second, no runs on no hits and 2 runners left on base, and for the Hurricanes, 1 error defensively. We played 2. We'll go to the top of the third. Georgia Southwestern coming to the plate. Your score remains 0-0. Top of the third inning from J8 Satterfield here, and leading things off for the Hurricanes is number 23, Natalia Herrera, the designated player in the lineup. Herrera batting .419 in 28 games this season with 13 RBIs, a .523 slugging percentage, and a .438 on-base percentage. As the first pitch to Herrera is low for ball one. The 1-0 is going to be a line drive into left field, and it's gone. A line drive home run for number 23, Natalia Herrera, is the first hit of the game for either side and the first run as well, giving the Hurricanes a 1-0 lead. That was a line drive hit into left field, which got out quickly. And Georgia Southwestern leads 1-0 here in the top of the third. Haley Panett now in the batter's box, the center fielder, number 32. Her first pitch from Phillips is high for ball one. She is batting .365 in 46 games this season with 7 home runs, 33 RBIs, a .627 slugging percentage, and a .429 on-base percentage. The 1-0 fouled off out of play and makes the count now 1-1. The 1-1 outside, now the count 2-1. Two one is high, now the count 3-1. 3-1 fouled off at the plate. The count now full at 3-2. As the 3-2 is hit into foul territory, we'll do the 3-2 over. Three-two is going to get hit high and deep into center field. Going back on it and hitting the wall in the process is Johnson, but she makes the catch for out number one. Notice it to the deepest part of the ballpark here, but stayed in for out number one. As Coach Poole's going to make her way out from the Pacers dugout to have a quick meeting in the circle, we're going to step aside. Top of the third with one away, Georgia Southwestern leads USC Aiken 1-0. And we're set to return to action here. Phillips set to go in the circle now. At the plate is number 22, Kimmy Singer, the left fielder. As she swings and fouls it off down the third base line for strike one. The 0-1 high now, 1-1 the count. The 2-1 low and away. Fouled off at the plate. Now the count 2-2 on Singer. Singer fouls it off down the third base line again, and the count will remain at 2-2. Another foul off the plate. The count remains 2-2. Two misses high. Now the count 3-2 to the batter Singer. The foul ball down the left field line has at least the fourth in this at bat, as the count will remain again at 3-2. Fouled off again at the plate. We'll do it over. Another foul ball at the plate. Base is empty. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here after a solo home run by Natalia Herrera, the designated player. Earlier in this inning, Hurricanes now lead 1-0. Phillips set in the circle and the 3-2. Called ball 4, just missing outside. And the battle of the plate pays off as Singer takes her base with a 1-out walk. As the top of the Hurricanes lineup is back to the plate with number 1, J.C. Johns, the right fielder. First pitch is high, ball 1. The 1-0 high, 2-0 now the count. The 2-0 swung on and missed. Now the count 2-1. The 2-1 is low, gets away from Dixon. Singer's going to advance to second base, makes the turn, but does not move over to third. As the Hurricanes have their first runner in scoring position on the afternoon, with 1 away here in the top of the third. They still lead 1-0 in the count 3-1 to Johns at the plate. The 3-1 misses high, ball 4. Back-to-back walks give the Hurricanes runners on first and second with 1 away, with number 7, shortstop Lacey Rutledge at the plate. Fastball down the middle, strike 1. The 0-1 fastball as well. Now the count 0-2. Foul tip at the plate. Count will remain at 0-2. Just getting a piece on the high fastball was Rutledge. Called strike 3 on the outside corner for out number 2. Now batting number 25, Ashlyn Rogers. Runners on first and second, 2 away. First pitch called strike one. The 0-1 is a shallow pop-up hit into right field. Coming over to make the catch is Morley for out number 3, and the side is retired. For Georgia Southwestern in the top of the third, 1 run on 1 hit and 2 runners left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Pacers coming to the plate, now trailing 1-0. I know it's really hot in here, but it's really cold in there too. Gonna have a thunderstorm in that walkway. Bottom of the third inning here in Aiken, South Carolina. Pacers coming to the plate, trailing 1-0. Leading things off is the catcher, number 12, catcher number 12, Austin Dixon, leading things off as she watches a high fastball go by for ball 1. First pitch to Dixon high again. The count now 2-0. The 2-0 called on the outside corner for strike 1. Dixon hits a bouncing ball back to Spears in the circle. She runs over and flips to first for out number 1. Now the designated player, number 15, Kate Newberry, comes to the plate. Pacers still looking for their first hit on the afternoon. They've had a couple of base runners via walk. They have yet to break through in the hit column. Newberry swings and fouls it off for strike 1. Newberry hits a foul ball. Might have gone off her leg, but she appears to be okay. And the count now at 0-2. Newberry swings and hits a pop-up on the infield. Over to make the catch is Rutledge, the shortstop, for out number 2. Now batting first baseman number 3, Mallory Shaver. Bases empty, 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Shaver hits a bouncing ball. We're going to roll into foul territory for strike 1. Breaking ball missing high. Now the count 1-1. Shaver swings and misses at a low fastball, and the count moves to 1-2. Shaver hits a foul ball that makes contact with her, so it's going to be a dead ball at the plate. Count will remain at 1-2. Shaver gets hit by a pitch, and she'll take her base. So the Pacers have a 2-out base runner here. Now batting the third baseman, number 8, Chloe Phillips. Phillips swings and misses for strike 1. The 0-1 down the middle. Now the count quickly 0-2. Phillips swings is jammed on the swing, but he'll hit a foul ball. Picked up by the third baseman, Rogers. The 0-2 missing high and outside. Now the count 1-2. Phillips swings and hits another foul ball right off the inside of the bat The count remains 1-2. Runner on first, 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Pacers trailed the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern by a score of 1-0. The 1-2 gets away from the catcher Duffy. And Shaver advances to second base on the pass ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second here for the Pacers. As Phillips swings and misses for strike 3, and the side is retired for the Pacers. In the bottom of the third, no runs, no hits. 1 runner left on base. We've played 3. We'll go to the 4th. Georgia Southwestern coming to the plate, leading 1-0. Top of the 4th here from Jade Satcher Field. Georgia Southwestern at the plate, leading 1-0. As number 30, Ansley Duffy, the catcher, steps to the plate and fouls it off for strike 1. Duffy swings and fouls it off out of play. The count now 0-2. Duffy's going to hit a line drive back up into center field for a base hit, as the Hurricanes have a leadoff single here to start things off in the top of the 4th. Isabel Marcotte, the first baseman, now at the plate. As third base coach is making her way down to the umpire. We're going to have a pinch runner coming in here for the Hurricanes. The runner is going to be number 11, Malone Aldridge, the junior from LaGrange, Georgia. Georgia Highlands College was her previous school. That'll be a courtesy runner for the catcher as Duffy makes her way back to the dugout after a leadoff single. First pitch to Marcotte is high, ball 1. Runner breaks for second, and she is going to get in. The ball is going to get away from both Stone and Butts. With Johnson there to back them up defensively in center field. as Aldridge steals second for the Hurricanes. That is Aldridge's 9th stolen base on the year. The count now 2-0 to Marcotte at the plate. Cut swings and hits a shallow pop-up into center field. Coming up and making a diving catch is Lydia Johnson for out number 1. Great effort out in the plate to keep the ball in front for the first out. Now batting number 0, Kendall Hulsman. 1 out, runner on second here. First pitch high, ball 1. Swung on and missed. First strike 1. Hulsman swings and fouls it off to the backstop. Count moves now to 1-2. Hulsman bows it off again, and the count will remain 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, and the Pacers now have 2 away in the top of the 4th. Number 23, Natalia Herrera, the designated player. She accounts for the lone run in this game with a solo home run back in the top of the 3rd. Two away now, runner on second for the Hurricanes. Herrera swings at a high fastball and fouls it off for strike 1. The 0-1 fouled off again. Now the count 0-2. Hit out of play, just getting over the Pacers' dugout to make the count 0-2. A high fastball swung on and missed for strike 3, and the side is retired. So the Pacers work around a leadoff single in the top of the 4th for the Hurricanes. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Pacers coming back to the plate, trailing 1-0. Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth inning. Shortstop number 23, Ella Stone, leading things off for the Pacers. So far through 3 innings, the Pacers have been held hitless, so they are looking to change that up here. Spear is still in the circle here for the Hurricanes. Stone swings and misses at a breaking ball for strike one. The 0-1 low, 1-1 now the count. Stone swings and hits a foul ball at the plate, and the count moves to 1-2. Stone hits a bouncing ball back to Spears. Just in front of the circle, she comes out to make the throw over to first for out number one. Now number 9, second baseman Taylor Butts comes to the plate. First pitch to Butts is outside for ball one. The 1-0 low and inside, now to count 2-0. The 2-0 swung on and missed, now the count 2-1. The 2-1 swung on and missed. Now the count 2-2. Butts swings and hits it under the glove of the third baseman Rogers into left field. We'll say that is counted as a hit or an error, pending on what the official score is. That'll be listed as an error. So the Pacers are still looking for their first hit, but they do have a one-out base runner here in the bottom of the fourth. That brings to the plate right fielder number 6, Skylar Morley. First pitch to Morley outside, ball one. The 1-0 outside again, now the count 2-0. As time has been called as a meeting in the circle happened for the Hurricanes. We'll step aside here. 2-0 the count to the batter, Morley. Pacers looking to break through offensively here, trailing 1-0 with one away in the bottom of the fourth. as the meeting is adjourned, and we'll return to action here. 2-0 the count to the batter Morley. Now the count moves to 3-0. Called down the middle, strike one. Three one swung on and missed by Morley, low and away. The count now moves to 3-2. Morley checks her swing at the plate. They're going to say she went around for strike three and out number two, which will bring to the plate the top of the lineup for the Pacers here with left fielder number 14, Jenna DeWalt. First pitch to DeWalt, called strike one. DeWalt swings and misses on a fastball. Now the count 0-2. DeWalt swings and hits a foul ball out of play. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first here for the Pacers. Still looking for their first hit, and they trail 1-0. DeWalt hit a foul ball behind the plate. And a bouncing ball is going to get through into right field for a base hit as an aggressive base running tactic by the Pacers. And they're going to say she was not able to apply the tag as Morley was caught in no man's land, but she was able to come over to third base. So the Pacers finally break through with a single from Jenna DeWalt, and they have runners on the corners with 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth. It appears we might have a pinch hitter coming in here. Johnson's making her way back to the dugout. And that is the case. We'll get you the new batter's name and number in just a second. Number 42, Abigail Wyatt, making her way to the plate to pinch hit here in the place of number 18, Johnson. In 17 games this season, Wyatt has 16 at-bats and 1 RBI. 2 away, runners on the corners here. Wyatt squares on the bunt. The ball gets away from the catcher, but they're going to call it as a foul ball. As they're going to say it hit off a wide, and everyone will go back to where they were. Actually, no, I apologize. They're going to stop play and say that hit Wyatt, and she's going to take her base. There was a lot of movement on that. I wasn't sure if they called a foul ball or a dead ball, but the runner was not able to come across the score. She would have to go back to third on the dead ball. So, bases loaded, 2 away here. Pacers still trailing 1-0 with catcher number 12, Austin Dixon, coming to the plate. Spears looking over to the Hurricane dugout now to get the signal. As she comes set now in the circle, and her first pitch to Dixon on the way. A fastball called strike 1. The 0-1 outside, 1-1 now the count. The 1-1 low, 2-1 now the count. Dixon's going to hit a ground ball. Diving stop by the second baseman, but it gets away from the shortstop. 1 run is in, and 2 out running from DeWalt advances all the way from second base to come across to score. And the Pacers take the lead 2-1 on the fielder's choice from number 12, Austin Dixon. An excellent stop there by Hulsman at second, keeping the ball out of the outfield. Just was not able to connect with Rutledge on the force out at second base. So the Pacers take advantage of the mistake and still have runners on first and second with 2 away. Now designated player number 15, Kate Newberry at the plate. And she swings and hits a pop-up. It's going to hang in the air for just enough time for first baseman Marcotte to come over and make the catch to retire the side. For the Pacers in the bottom of the 4th, they get 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 runners left on base. And for the Hurricanes, they have 1 error defensively. We've played 4. We'll go to the 5th. USC Aiken now leading 2-1. Hurricanes coming back to the plate. Welcome back to the top of the 5th inning. The Hurricanes now at the plate trailing 2-1. The first batter at the plate is number 32, Haley Panette, the center fielder. She's going to take a strike to make the count now 0-1. Panette swings and hits a high fly ball on the infield, making the catches butts for out number 1. Now batting number 22, Kimmy Singer. In her last at bat, she had an 11 pitch at bat with 9 foul balls and worked it out to a walk. As the first pitch to Singer is a fastball for strike 1. Singer hits a foul ball down the left field line. Now the count 0-2. The 0-2 misses high, and the count moves to 1-2. The 1-2 swung on and missed for strike 3 and out number 2. And the leadoff batter is back at the plate. The right fielder number 1, J.C. Johns, at the plate for the Hurricanes. Base is empty, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. First pitch John sees, she swings and misses for strike 1. The 0-1 fouled off to the backstop, and the count 0-2. The 0-2 just misses outside. Now the count 1-2. It's a soft ground ball down the third base line, picked up by Phillips in foul territory to keep the count at 1-2. Check swing at the plate, called strike 3, and the side is retired. For the Hurricanes in the top of the 5th, no runs on no hit and no runners left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Pacers coming back to the plate, leading 2-1. Welcome back to the bottom of the fifth. Number 3, Mallory Shaver sees one pitch as a ground ball to the shortstop. Rutledge makes a strong throw over to first for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out here for the Pacers. That brings to the plate number 8, third baseman Chloe Phillips. Phillips swings and hits a ball down the third base line, but it just goes foul for strike 1. And the 0-1, a fastball called 0-2. The 0-2 to Phillips is low. Now the count 1-2. Phillips swings and misses at the high fastball for strike 3 and out number 2. Now shortstop number 23, Ella Stone, comes to the plate. 2 outs here. Stone hits a soft line drive to the second baseman as Hulsman makes the catch to retire the side for the Pacers. Bottom of the 5th, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We'll go to the top of the 6th. Hurricanes coming to the plate, leading 2-1. Trailing 2-1. Top of the 6th inning here from J.H. Satcherfield, bringing to the plate number 7, the shortstop Lacey Rutledge. Phillips still in the circle here for the Pacers as the first pitch to Rutledge is fouled off for strike 1. The 0-1 is going to be a line drive into center field. Johnson catches it on the run for out number 1. Number 25, Ashlyn Rogers, the third baseman, now coming to the plate. First pitch missing high, ball 1. The 1-0 is low. Now the count 2-0. The 2-0 finds the zone. Now 2-1. Two one outside. Now the count 3-1. Going to be a ground ball hit on the left side, just out of the reach of a diving stone for a base hit. It's Rogers on base with a one-out single, bringing to the plate number 30, Ansley Duffy. Duffy swings and misses. The first pitch for strike one. The 0-1 fouled off to the backstop. Now the count moves to 0-2. The 0-2 fouled off at the plate. The count will remain the same. High fastball, but Duffy's able to lay off. And the count now even at 2-2. Duffy's going to hit a fly ball into left field. Coming over just a few steps from the line to make the catch is number 14, DeWalt, for out number 2. Now batting number 13, Isabel Marcotte, the first baseman. Runner on first, 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Laying off it for ball 1. The 1-0, a fastball, now 1-1. The 1-1 missing high, 2-1 now the count. It's going to be a line drive into left field, a base hit. DeWalt trying to throw to first, but a miscommunication rounding third, almost coming around to score, and we're going to have a pickle on the third base and left field line As the tag is going to be applied, and the Pacers are able to get out of a jam on a base running miscommunication from the Hurricanes, and the side is retired. See if I can sum that up for you, ladies and gentlemen. DeWalt trying to, it was a line drive. She played it off a hop, trying to get the ball over to first for the 7-3 putout. However, it was a wild throw going into right field. Great backup from Shaver and Morley in right field, getting able to throw over to home. The runner stopped at third instead of advancing to home, and the base runner coming from second was caught in between second and third base there, and Butts was able to apply the tag from second to retire the side. So, in the top of the sixth, the Hurricanes get no runs on 2 hits and 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. USC Aiken still leading 2-1. So to lead off at the bottom of the sixth here, the Pacers have a pinch runner. Number 1, Grace Ann Tompkins, or excuse me, a pinch hitter, Grace Ann Tompkins, stepping to the plate. This first pitch to Thompson, right on the outside corner for strike 1. Tompkins swings at the 0-1 and is going to foul it off to the backstop, moving the count now to 0-2. Thompson swings at a high fastball and will foul it off. The 0-2 high, now 1-2 the count. The 1-2 missing high again, evens the count at 2-2. Tompkins hits a foul ball again down the left field line. Count stays even. The 2-2 misses high to Tompkins, and the count is full now to 3-2. Another foul ball hit out of play by Tompkins, and we'll do the 3-2 over. And Tompkins staying alive at the plate, fouls off another ball to the backstop. And the 3-2, Tompkins swings and misses for strike 3 and out number 1. Now right fielder Skylar Morley, number 6, steps to the plate. Morley squares to bunt as they unable to make contact for strike 1. And the 0-1 swung on and missed. Now the count 0-2. The 0-2 misses high. 1-2 the count now to Morley. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Morley goes down on strikes. And there's 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th. Bringing the leadoff batter back to the plate, left fielder number 14, Jenna DeWalt. First pitch to DeWalt is a fastball called strike 1. Breaking ball, missing high, 1-1. DeWalt's going to hit a ground ball up the middle, a base hit. The Pacers have a 2-out single here, which will bring to the plate number 18, center fielder Lydia Johnson. Johnson hits a foul ball at the plate for strike 1. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Now quickly 0-2. And the 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3, and the side is retired. For the Pacers in the bottom of the 6th, no runs on 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. We played 6. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Hurricanes coming to the plate, trailing 2-1. Top of the 7th inning here, with Georgia Southwestern coming to the plate, trailing 2-1. Phillips still in the circle here for the Pacers, with number 0, Kendall Hulsman, at the plate. The first pitch she sees is a ball for ball 1. The 1-0, a fastball down the middle, 1-1. Bouncing ball hit to the second baseman, but she throws over to first in time for out number 1. Now batting number 23, Natalia Herrera. Herrera is the lone run for the Hurricanes this afternoon. They in a solo home run to left field in the top of the 3rd, which at the time gave the Hurricanes a 1-0 lead. She steps into the batter's box here with 1 away, down by 1. A fastball, first pitch for strike 1. The 0-1 high, 1-1 now the count. Herrera swings and hits a foul ball out of play, and the count moves to 1-2. Herrera hits a foul ball at the plate. The count will stay at 1-2. The 1-2 missing outside, evens the count now at 2-2. Two and two now the count. A line drive hit down the left field line, but foul. And the count will stay at 2-2. Two hit on the ground to the second baseman. Butts flipping over to first in time for out number 2. And Haley Panette, the center fielder, comes to the plate, number 32 here. Bases empty, 2 away, top of the 7th. First pitch high, ball 1. The 1-0 fouled off out of play. Makes the count 1-1. The 1-1 down the middle, 1-2 now the count. Phillips set in the circle now, and the 1-2 missing high evens the count. 2s all across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pacers leading 2-1 here in the top of the 7th. Pop up over into shallow right field. Butts makes the catch to retire the side. In the top of the 7th for the Hurricanes. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. And that's your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Your final score today, USC Aiken 2, Georgia Southwestern 1. Final stats on the game for USC Aiken, 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error defensively. And for Georgia Southwestern, 1 run, 4 hits, and 2 errors defensively. With the win, USC Aiken improves to 28-18 on the year, 11-11 in Peach Belt Conference play, and 18-4 here at J.H. Satcher Field. The Hurricanes fall to 21-27, 6-16 in Peach Belt Conference play, and 7-11 on the road. So that'll wrap it up for us tonight here in Game 1 of this 3-game series. The series will conclude tomorrow afternoon with a doubleheader between these two teams right here at J.H. Satcher Field. The action begins at 1 o'clock, and you can tune in right here on the Peach Belt Network. If you're still interested in some Pacer action tonight, the USC Aiken baseball team is taking on North Georgia at home, and they are still playing on the Peach Belt Network as well. But for more softball action, you can tune in tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Until then, I'm Reeves Altman saying thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow.